Hello and welcome to day 3 of the March Through the Madness 7-Day Reset Challenge, brought to you by Rewire, Renew, Inspire Coaching and Consulting, LLC. I am your host and coach, Nicole Bashan Dean. If you happen upon us on your feed and you just happen to get into day 3, welcome. Just know that there are 2 additional days, day 1 and day 2, to this March Through the Madness 7-Day Reset Challenge. Just subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to access all the videos that came prior to today. If you have already completed day 1 and day 2 and you are ready for day 3, congratulations. I'm so glad you are sticking with me. You are locked in, and that is awesome. If you've done day 1, 2, and 3 consecutively, bravo. If you did day 1, day 2, and you took a little break and now you're back for day 3, that's fine too. Go at your own pace to reset. Use your own adjustment speed to reset. I am here to make sure that you have accountability, and the tools that you need, insights and reflective tools to be able to move through and understand what's going on and what you need to reset and how you can go about resetting successfully. So again, welcome to day 3. Now, as we've done in previous sessions, we want to start with a retreat, a moment to pause and just collect ourselves before we jump into the information that we'll be providing you today for the challenge. Now, if you'd like to know more about me and Rewire, Renew, Inspire, I encourage you to, again, subscribe to the channel, check out our videos, and check out my website at rewirerenewinspire.com. So get you a cup of coffee, cup of tea, some water, close that door. You can open the blinds or close the blinds, turn that phone off or put it on vibrate. But take this moment to collect yourself. Take a deep breath, blow it out. Always remember to exhale. People say breathe, and people always go, but remember to exhale and let it out. But take your moment to just chill. Monday, well, not Monday, but the first day, day 1, day 2, I encourage you to show gratitude. Gratitude is a great practice to have and do consecutively because life is so chaotic and pulls you in so many different directions and takes your energy and your time. The ability to stop and just have gratitude for what you do have and what you are doing, or maybe what's not happening, whatever that might be. I would love for you to take time. Day 1, we did 1 gratitude recognition. Day 2, we had 2 on our list. And today I'd like you to list 3 things that you are grateful for. 3 things that you are grateful for. Do your best to be specific. But if you can't be specific, more specific than you are, that's fine. Don't judge yourself. I just want you to take that moment to just be grateful. And then remember to affirm yourself. Listen, if you just bumped into day 3 and you're here and you're still listening, affirm yourself. Hey, I found a challenge to reset and I was looking for that. And I'm so excited that I'm staying here and I'm going to find out more about it. Or maybe you've completed 2 days and you're going into day 3. I am in the reset challenge and I am going to, or I am becoming, or I already know about myself that. Affirming is just saying what's true and positive about yourself, and don't make any apologies for affirming you. It's also okay to affirm what you want to become, what you desire to be, right? So you can affirm that I am wealthy beyond measure. Whatever that is, take a moment, write it down with the gratitude statements to affirm yourself. And then lastly, just be still. So many people are uncomfortable with stillness and silence because there's so much noise in our world. But if you're becoming uncomfortable with what I'm doing, push through it. Because everyone just likes a lot of noise. And I'm just taking a moment before we get going to help you chill. Okay? So in day 1 and 2, well, let's start with day 1. Day 1, we talked about awareness. So being able to know where you are before you can get where you're going is key, right? You got to know where you've been to know where you're going. And so becoming aware of those things that you are frustrated about or with, the people, the job, whatever it might be, how are you feeling? What is the emotion that you can tie to what brings you to this reset challenge today? Is it fear, doubt, frustration, uncertainty, exhaustion? Are you a caregiver, right? Are you a parent? Are you a spouse? What is the thing that's pulling on you and draining your energy? Remember, I said it doesn't have to be a negative drain. It can be a negative drain, but it could just be a responsibility that you have that is just taking everything out of you. A project at your job, a promotion you're striving for. But awareness is key to get an idea of why am I so out of whack? Personally, I can relate from knowing that all of last year, 2025, my sister and I were challenged with caring for our father and his business affairs and just getting him to a point of stability. But that was a crazy year. And what has happened is we finally have him settled and we're finally working with taking care of all his things. And at the same time, we're rolling into 2026 and all that residual effects of that exhaustion came into 2026. You have to like assess yourself and say, what is wrong? What is going on? And when you know, you can begin to make the adjustments. So day 1, we talked about the awareness. Why are you here? Right? Day 2, we talked about priorities and what is your intention? Right? What is your intention for doing the things you're doing? What is the most important things that you should be focused on your priorities list? Who's the most important thing? What is the most important thing? Um, who takes up your time? What takes up your time? What is your priority? And so by the end of that session, I encouraged you to have a total of 10 priorities listed. We started with your top 3 things, and then I asked you to add 7 to that list of priorities. And so I hope you were able to do that. If you didn't, keep working on that. Make sure that's part of your to-do list. But you need to know what your priorities are. What are the most important things? And I want to call out something because it's going to tie into our takeaway at the end of today's session. And John Maxwell is a leadership expert. He is author, coach. I am a student of John Maxwell. And so you'll hear me reference him along with Valerie Burton and others. But he shared in one of his books about the 80-20 or 20-80 rule. Now, don't get this confused with something you may have heard in a movie. We're talking about specifically your priorities. And so what it is if you have a list of 10 priorities, first 2 should be the most important and so on and so forth. They should go in chronological order of what's most important, then what, then what, then what. Well, what he shared was when you focus on the top 2 of that 10, that 20%, you are going to be more likely to get 80% accomplished of what it is you're trying to accomplish in your life in general or on that list. So the top 2 things you focus on will help you get 80% of the work that you need done accomplished. When you focus on the other 8 first, 3 through 10, and you skip the first 2, you're more likely to only get 20% of what you need to get done or accomplished in your life, in your overall goal or life plan. Only 20% is actually going to get accomplished. Basically looking at productivity. So you're basically 20% productive when you're focused on 3 through 10, or if you did the top 2, you would be 80% productive. Now, let's put it this way. You have a list of 10 things to do. Maybe this is just me, but have you ever had a list of things you needed to do in a day? And you look at that list and you're like, oh my God. The first few were just, they just bring stress and anxiety. Like, this project I got to do, and I'm doing this and got that. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna clean the kitchen. I need to clean the kitchen. The kitchen needs to be cleaned. Or I'm gonna fold these clothes. Or you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change this room around. Now, it doesn't mean these are not things that need to be done, that they may be on the list or they may be something you plan to put on the list down the line. But have you ever picked the other thing, the easier thing, or the thing that just makes you feel less mentally stressed? I'm gonna do the easy thing first. Now, you may hear different rationales, but I'm using this rationale for the 2080. So if you focus on cleaning the kitchen, when the top thing on your list was to work on your project, when you finish cleaning the kitchen, you're still no closer to finishing the first thing on your priority list. Does that make sense? You definitely didn't do number 2. You just went all the way down to 7. So the idea is focus on the first 2, knock them out, knock them out. 3 becomes 1, 4 becomes 2, add 2 more things to the bottom of the list, and so on and so on and so on, and you become more productive. Now I find that I'm doing that on a daily basis now, where I have a list of things that I need to do for the week, but what am I going to do today? What's my top? I talked about the one thing. What's the one thing that I need to get done today that if I get that thing done, everything else benefits? And then what's the second thing? And I found that it is definitely more productive for me when I pause and go, I do need to do that, but what's more important is number 1 and 2. So this will tie into today's topic, which is, are you ready for it? You're like, yes, please. It is day 3 and you're still talking about day 2. All right, here we go. Today's topic is energy. Big energy. Energy. Do you have it? Do you wish you had more of it? Okay, let's talk about it. So when you think about energy, you can look at it a lot of different ways. We're going to focus energy as relates to your mental energy, your physical energy, resetting that, but also the energy that you exude, right? What influence you have in a space, in the environment when you show up. You hear it a lot lately where people are like, I love your energy. You have such great energy. Or they're like, I'm not feeling her energy or his energy. My energy is off, right? So you're hearing this a lot more when people talk about energy. So we're talking about the energy that you exude out to people. And we're talking about your actual mental energy and your physical energy. How is that for you right now? So let's look at our challenge statement. Our challenge statement is people do what people see, and we attract what we are. And that is from John Maxwell. And I mentioned that he's written many books. He has one that's called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And the law of the pitcher is from that. And this concept comes from that discussion, which is people do what people see, and we attract what we are. So let's break that down. People do what people see. First of all, when they see you, what are you giving off? How are you responding to challenges? Are you very super productive? On your best day, what do you look like? That ideal work day, that ideal priority list, that ideal time. When you're at your best, what do people see? And on those days that you're not so great, what do people see? Right? And then we attract what we are. So what people do what they see, and then they come towards you and attract what you are. It's like a mirror. What are you receiving? What are you giving? Let's pause and think on that. People do what they see, and we attract what we are. The other question or thing I would call out is, if people do what people see, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? You. What are you seeing? What's in your environment, right? And how does that impact the manner in which you behave or think or feel? People do what people see. What are you seeing? And how is that impacting how you behave? And therefore, what are you attracting from your energy, your behavior from the outside? Kind of like a cycle. Do you get what I'm saying here? So people do what people see. What do they see when they look at you? And what are you seeing that impacts you and what you do? And then what are you attracting? Because you're attracting what you are. It's so hard to believe sometimes. People say, you know, when you're dating or whatever, they say, you know, whoever you're with at that moment or whatever, you know, shortcomings they have, that you're attracting that's a mirror. They're mirroring the things in you that you need to fix, or mirroring the things in you that are not at their best, or vice versa. They're awesome, they're amazing, they're gorgeous. They're mirroring you as well. But be mindful of that. So people do what people see, and we attract what we are. I hope you're taking notes. Now, of course, you can come back to these videos at any time, but it's better to take notes in real time so that you can start to think about how this applies to you. So now we're going to look at our challenge questions. Be sure to write these down. In what areas do I need to take better care of myself? And that's not what it said, is it? It says, in what areas do I need to take care of myself better? That's what it said. Same thing. Potato, potato. So think about that. So there are 7 dimensions of wellness. And my background is in health and wellness. I was a personal trainer, group fitness instructor, and just a health professional prior to going into coaching. And so there are 7 dimensions of wellness to look at your overall health. And those 7 areas are spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, environmental, social, and occupational. 7. So all those areas in your life impact your overall well-being and your overall health. So in what areas do you need to take care of yourself better? Think about that. What comes to mind immediately, write it down. You may, as we think and break it down, you may think, oh, I hadn't thought about that. But I want you to just keep that in mind. What habits are having a negative impact on your health? So how could you be better? And then what habits are having a negative impact on your health that require you to be better in that area? So if you go back to those 7 areas, is there a particular space, a particular habit, in a particular category that is having a negative impact on your health? Okay, let's think about it. Spiritually, you're a person of faith. Are you spending enough time in that spiritual space? Or are there things that are conflicting with that and causing your spiritual health to waver? Mental health. How are you doing? That's a challenging area because so many things play into it, right? But are you doing things for self-care, to take care of your mind, to rest, to meditate, to pray? What are you doing there? Are you doing things that are not helping you mentally? Are you receiving negative language? Are you doing negative self-talk? Or is someone speaking to you negatively that's impacting your mental, that actually it flows right into your emotional, right? And then of course, physical health. Physical health is the easiest one most for people to call out. I need to lose weight. Okay. But what else about your physical matters? Is your body breaking down on you? Are you tense? Are you stressed? Like, look at the deeper picture, because there's a connection with all 7. So when you go through your list, there's a social wellness is really interesting, because again, that goes back to who are you around? Who do you see? What do you see? What are you doing when you're with your social circle? What type of social circle do you have? Do they put stress on you for your occupational wellness? Like, what do you do? What kind of job you have? And how much do you get paid? And do you really like that? And what are you going to school for? And what are you going to do with that? People just stress you out. Social circle can mess with your relationships. You know, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have children? When are you going to have children? When are you going to get married? Just in case you didn't catch that. Talk fast sometimes. Do you get what I'm saying? It all connects. So there's 7 areas. What area are you having negative impact on your health based on the decisions you're making in that area? Okay. And environmental is, and I think I included that. I hope I did, because it's on the list. But environmental, you know, that can also be more so literally the outside, you know, just where do you live, you know? Is there a lot of pollution? Is there contamination issues with water? Like, what is there anything that's environmental that's impacting you? That can be tangible environmental, or again, just the environment in which you live. Does your home have issues? Do you need to get a roof fix? Is there water damage? Like, there are things that can impact your day to day, because you just can't have any peace because of that particular area of wellness. So what habits or what things are having a negative impact on your health? And then lastly, oh no, hold on, stand by, stand by, stand by. I'm gonna say yes, and then I'm gonna go back. Oh, I didn't give you the last one. Hold on. All right. My technological wellness. That's not on the list. Here we go. All right. So, does my energy or what people see help or hurt them? It's a question, right? So, let's be mindful of that. Does my energy or what people see help or hurt them? So, I did the cycle, remember? So I was like, if I'm seeing things that are impacting me a certain way and that impacts my behavior, then what I give out is what people see that impacts their behavior, and then I attract what I am. So the question is, does your energy help or hurt people? You have awesome energy, and if that's the case, wonderful, right? Keep that going and keep that energy up. Give me 2 seconds here. I just want to see. There we go. And then our call to action for day 3 is to reflect on today's session points. And I would like you to revisit your priorities from day 2. Look at that list and determine, is that list still good based on what you've learned and thought about today? You had 10 things on your list. Do you need to add something, push something down, move something up? Revisit your priorities list and update and make changes to the list as needed, because you want to determine if the priorities that are on your list are matching your desired energy, right? So the affirmation, I said it could be who you want to become. So to become that person, are your priorities in check, to make sure that your energy is in check, so that what you push out is what you attract back with everything that you're doing. How do you feel? I feel great. I had a slight technological thing, but I'm cool. And that's how we have to keep moving through, because we let everything be a catastrophe or anxiety inducing, we would never get anything done, right? So remember to breathe, remember to pause, remember to be still, remember to affirm, remember to have gratitude as you move through day 3. Tomorrow, I'm gonna give you a heads up. We're gonna be talking about, or at least day 4 for you, whatever day 4 is for you, but it better be tomorrow. But if it's not, it's okay. But on day 4, we're talking about, drumroll please, boundaries, 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 boundaries. You have to come back for boundaries. It's a great conversation. It literally is the conversation. I mean, right? If you're overwhelmed, it's probably because you may have boundaries that need to be set or reset. Hence the 7-day reset challenge. So have a fantastic day. I will see you back here for day 4. The material that we're covering will be available by the end of our challenge, the 7-day. And I encourage you, to the best of your ability, to stay consistent and go day to day to day, because when you get to day 7, I have something very special for you. So be sure to tune in at your pace, but do your best to be as consistent as possible, and I will hold you accountable accordingly. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.